flow from the depth. Swam below, water came close to my death.
It's the last Tuesday of the month and amateur spoken word poets are gearing up to battle it out at the Bankstown Poetry Slam in Western Sydney. Keen poets place their name into a draw of 15 in the hope of being picked to perform. It's the largest slam in Australia, showcasing the different stories and lives that make up this multicultural society.
So Sarah Mansour, my other co-founder, and I started the slam about 3.5 years ago. So we kind of got really annoyed at there is no poetry scene in Western Sydney, and we kept going to the city every now and then, and we're like, why not just start something in the heart of Western Sydney? So
the audience is encouraged to click for good performance.
Does it feel so crazy? We are those...
And then now we kind of just regularly have about 300, 400, like massive nights, and it's all free. People just come in if they don't want to donate, they want to donate.
In my veins, when they interchange, like when two hearts of DNA exchange.
Got a 10, got a 10, and 9.9.
We want to try to make it fun to actually care about poetry, and that there are different types of poetry, that other people that look like them, like migrants and refugees that don't speak about bush poetry or war poetry, that has been taught in the schools. That there is another story to be told.
BPS has become a night for young poets to express their thoughts on the political climate.
For them to realise that all the wise die.
This is like an amazing place to in Sydney for all different types of poets to come and just speak their words, I guess, and just express themselves. And it's an amazing place.
The slam also features leading spoken word poets like Jessica Santosa, who performed on the night.
Bankstown Poetry Slam is kind of a big deal.
At their first book launch, The Last Conversation, Sarah Mansour opened up by saying that Bankstown needed poetry slam, but really slam poetry needed Bankstown, because Bankstown, look at the crowd, it's mostly full of hijabi wearing Muslims, and they're people as well, they're women just like you and me, who are also like 27 years old and single and still, wondering whether they'll find the love of their life. And
now the scales are balanced thanks to suffrage feminists. Gender equality has allowed our holding out for poached eggs in bed, 3-carat diamonds, and hilarious stimulating conversations about absolutely nothing. I am the modern single woman with a propensity to be extremely picky.
Nationally acclaimed spoken word poet Luca Lesson also featured.
To the stage, Mr. Luca Lesson!
But our poetry makes their poetry taste like aeroplane food. I mean, it's Shelley and Keats, but in the belly of the beast. It's Rumi mixed with Tupac and Toomey. And if you think spoken word is real poetry, you can tell the dust on your bookshelf to go fucking soon.
The Bankstown Poetry Slam is making sure other voices are heard through spoken word. Jessica Smalley reporting.
All of that were just words. So give me all of them, and I'll show you that it works.